ready?
Ready.
Alright, call the meeting to order. Roll call, Derek?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Doug?
Yep.
Ken?
Yes.
Approval of the agenda as presented or amended.
I would like to have 5B and 5E separated from the blanket consent agenda. And I also suggest we move item 20, which is the cemetery mowing, ahead of 12, which may impact our mower decisions then on 12.
Can I add D and E to that? I had some questions written down on that.
5D and 5E?
Yes,
Well, 5E's already pulled.
Yeah, E I
So
already
just
said
adding
so.
5D?
yes.
Okay. That was the motion.
I will make that motion, please.
Second.
Thank you. Further discussion? So we'll have 5B, E, and E as separate agenda items on the consent agenda, and 20 will be ahead of 12. Sue?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Ken?
Yeah.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, open forum, 5-minute limit, public comment, non-agenda items. Do we have anybody?
Karen?
Hello,
Hi.
good evening. Karen Sevdy, Story County Community Foundation. Just provided you guys with an update. Last year, our grants program, we gave out nearly $300,000 across the county, and that includes $8,000 for an ADA compliant door for the library here. Whether, I don't know if that's installed yet or not, but it's, yay. Good. Next year, I did provide information for our 2026 grants. We raised the limit, so our impact grant is now $50,000, and our community betterment grants go up to $25,000. Okay? The impact grant does require a letter of intent and a 3-minute video submitted before June 30th. All grant applications then are due September 30th for our fall grants program. We also, if you turn the page on the 2026 grants, we also offer small business grants up to $5,000. Last year we awarded 4 of those. This year we intend to award 4 with a top prize of $5,000. It's kind of staggered. Top prize 5, next one is 3, and the final 2 will be $1,500. So if you know a small business in the area that could use a little bit of a boost, please have them apply. Happy to answer any questions. You have my contact information, so send any nonprofit 501c3 organization this information for them to consider. Obviously, anything citywide too, Parks, Rec, Fire Rescue, Public Works, etc., etc. So if there's some project that you could also use some funding for, consider that as well. Okay?
Very good.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Anyone else in public?
Thank
Jennifer?
you.
Hi, Jen.
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to introduce myself. Jennifer Lingus Otto, so I'm with the Ames Alliance. I'm one of the newest people there, and so my role at the Alliance is leading the Nevada Economic Development Council and also Story County Outreach. So previously in my role, Greg and Brenda have been doing outreach for Story County. So I started at the beginning of February, so 3 months already, which is crazy, but I live in Nevada and I have a family, 2 little boys, 6 and 4, and then my husband works in Ames. So just want to introduce myself, and I look forward to working with all of you.
Well,
Thank you.
Area.
Alright, anybody else?
Nope, that's it.
Alright, we will move on to the sheriff's report.
Only thing I have for you guys is we have a speed trailer at Baldwin and 7, which I'm sure most of you saw already. Do you have anything for us?
I didn't see it, I haven't went that way.
You don't go that way?
I've seen it several times already.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good, appreciate that.
Yeah.
I've noticed, some new tattoos over here on the other side of the museum,
There was a Saturday.
Saturday.
I heard it. Smoke coming clean down the road,
Yeah.
so.
Just a half block from his place, so,
Yeah. Okay.
anyway,
It's just hard, it's hard, but you guys already know who it is, so.
Yeah, it's just a matter of being at the right second.
Yep.
Okay.
and then, last time we were here, a citizen brought up something about kids on motorcycles or something.
The juveniles?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're still running hard and heavy.
Yep. Everywhere, all over the county. I'll make sure I address that.
And I talked to Captain Money about that, and he just needs to know like an address, if we know who they are, and then he's willing to send one of the deputies over there to have a
I
little
think
talk
it's
with
been
him.
turned in, the address already.
Okay.
So-
The
North End.
green one, I know where they live, I see it parked in the garage, and I've seen him get on and off
Okay.
with the kids.
Usually on the weekends, from like Friday afternoon till about Sunday, usually by noon, you can hear them running up and down the bike trail. And the bike trail's for non-motorized vehicles, so.
Okay.
Just something else for you guys to keep an eye on.
Sounds good. I will let them know.
I appreciate that. Alright, anybody else have anything? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
You too.
Do you want me to give you the address?
Call the sheriff.
Call the sheriff, okay.
Alright, on to 5, consent agenda. We will do 5A, 5C, 5F.
A motion to consent those 3 items.
I'll second.
Further discussion?
Can I discuss, okay, D,
We skipped that.
We're not
we
talking about
skipped
those.
D, but E is the one that you said was already
So
scrapped.
we are doing consent agenda for A, C, and F. Those are the only items that we are consenting to.
Well,
Those aren't the ones that you guys already listed.
A, no, it's B that I have on that one. I'm okay.
Okay. Any further discussion on A, C, or F? Hearing none. Doug?
Yes?
Ken?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
Alright, A, C, and F are taken care of. So 5D, approval of the minutes from 4/27 special fire board meeting.
I had some questions. We had an email that came from Wendy, because we, at that time, because it was a quick meeting, short time frame, that requesting that people call in or show up, because she only had one person at that time. I emailed the city Sunday over the weekend and said I'm definitely gonna call in. I had to drive a bus, but I was gonna call in from my location. I tried, and I know you're aware of this, Dale, but couldn't get in. I was of the opinion that since we had a quorum there, it was a city council meeting, which would then also require the other factors, the recording and video of it and minutes. So I'm just concerned about how that all transpired and why it was excluded. I know we had a sealed bid that we were gonna deal with, but years ago, we had something at the school that was that fashion, and the way we got around it, we talked to the lawyer, and the lawyer suggested that we just pass a paper around. Here's what we think, and people would add or subtract or amend it, so nothing was actually stated. So I'm concerned about just where that whole meeting went and the protocol that did or didn't happen. So that's where I am on that.
I would like to make a couple of adjustments to the roughly in the middle there, the sentence started with, Ness indicated that the fire association could contribute towards the cost. We should add of the trailer is what was discussed for those meeting minutes.
Okay.
And then also change further down, it said, Dorothy noted, the existing formula requires the city to place Washington Creek funds, change creek to township.
Okay. You got those, Wendy?
God, I know I see
Thank
where
you.
you're at, but I haven't, you know, why was it just Washington Trust Fund?
Down here. Creek here, township.
Well, that's fine, but why is it just Washington? Between Indian Creek and Washington Creek. The city isn't in there at all. And wasn't it a third each?
No, the way it was discussed at the meeting was utilizing Washington Township funds.
Okay, can we legally do that?
Yes.
Because according to what Steve Gast told me, Washington, there are blended funds, which is the percentages, and then the Washington Trust has their own separate account.
Yep, and all of that money is associated to the city, dispersed through the agreements for the city to be in trustees of that money, to
Okay.
utilize for capital expenses.
Right, I wasn't aware of that.
That is.
Everything that we hold in our accounts, we are the trust for.
But does that mean we can spend it without their permission?
That's why there was a fire board meeting, yeah.
But the vote was 1-4, and one wasn't there, and the other abstained. Does a vote of one carry a vote?
One beats nothing.
But it's not the majority.
I've never heard that for anything.
Understand what I'm saying?
There was no nay. It was.
But there was only 1/3 supporting, if you're gonna count all three. Washington wasn't here. I'm not opposed to it, I just worried about the protocol.
Washington doesn't ever come.
Understood.
And which tells the council that they have entrusted us with the funds in order to do as the city sees fit.
But is that implied consent to spend their separate funding that has not rotated into the blended money, as Steve called it?
If they're not gonna show up, then yes, somebody has to be able to do something with those funds. And they've entrusted it to the city to manage.
Otherwise, they're just gonna keep putting money in there and it's never gonna get.
Well, the excess of what they get for taxes, yeah, goes in there. I understand that, but I'm just concerned whether or not we can spend it without
Yes.
a majority of the group wanting to and their awareness.
Well, then, if that's the case, then how did we do any of the budgets for the last 10 years?
We have a
Because
public hearing.
But exactly the situation, we've allocated, we've allowed it, we've notified, and nobody shows up. So at that point, we're responsible to manage the funds.
Should this also have been called a special council meeting and the fire board meeting? Because the council was asked to vote.
Yep.
I voted no, and it doesn't indicate anywhere in here that I voted no. So can this changes be made to the minutes, or how do we handle that when things?
Well, I think the way that the board is set up is that it's the individual communities, it's one vote for city, one vote for Indian Creek, and one vote for Washington Township. That's the
Okay.
3 voting members. Well, the majority of the city council said yes, so that counts as 1 yes
That's fine,
for the city.
but this is wrong because I voted no. So it doesn't,
But-
all ayes, motion carried. It should be 1 nay. You know, motion carried.
Okay.
Technical, I know, but this is wrong. And it was my understanding this trust fund was to be set, and this came from Tony, that it was to be used for repairs.
Capital expenses is what is written into the resolution that established these, that Steve set up.
The reason I voted no, because I feel that it's mismanagement of tax funds.
Well, I'm going back to even the ordinance that we have about the fire board. It says that the fire board consists of 2 council members, which, the way I read it, is a public safety committee, which is myself and Ken. And then that's the 2 that represent the city, then the mayor, and then representatives from Washington Township, representatives from Indian Creek. So technically, we didn't even need to ask for votes from Derek or from Sue,
Right.
because it came down to Ken and I.
So that's a city
It's-
vote for a yes,
And it was,
but an abstention and another, and I don't know, but does the lawyer need to weigh in on whether or not
are you
that one
representing
vote
both?
carries it?
Yeah, and it,
That's my concern. Not that I'm opposed to it, but just the protocol.
and I'm both, but that's, you know, I'm a minority of one female and one vote. I also would like to have a reprimand for Scott Johnson's comment about, well, you never vote for anything for the fire department. That's against the employee handbook and against our rules.
I believe he asked a question of if you voted for anything.
No, he sat right there and he said, you never vote for anything for the fire department. That was directed at me, and that is harassment. And I will not tolerate that.
I don't,
He
if I
needs to be
remember right, I
reprimanded.
don't think I think what Derek said was correct, is he asked you if you ever voted for anything for the fire
No,
department.
he
He
didn't.
didn't?
No, he didn't. He said, you two guys are fired, you're fired. You heard it also. He sat right there and he said, you never vote for anything for the fire department. I said, yes, I have. But that is harassment, and I feel that he should be reprimanded for
It is
that.
not harassment for a citizen or a city employee to question a council member's
Question,
decision.
yes, but not to just state that and point directly at me. That is harassment.
I don't
And if
think
we
he
don't
made a
address it
statement,
tonight,
Sue.
I
He
will
made-
take it
He
further.
asked you a question.
Does not meet.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Does not
he
meet the
stated-
conditions for harassment.
I will take this further then.
Anything else on 5E?
It's too bad that wasn't recorded that night. Why wasn't it?
Because I didn't even think about it. I didn't even sit in my chair.
You were asked.
I didn't sit in my chair, nobody asked
No,
me.
you didn't. You were sitting right over there and Wendy said, do we record this or not? And you, no.
Well, I didn't, we weren't gonna run it on the video. I didn't even think about the phone. I would've turned the phone on.
A motion to approve with the changes discussed.
Okay.
I'll second.
Further discussion?
Before we discuss with an attorney,
I'm
with
sorry?
the things that Doug has brought up, do we need, he said, discuss with the attorney on that?
He made comments. He didn't ask for anything, he made statements. Joel?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Doug?
No, because I think it needs checked out further.
Sue?
No,
And Derek?
Yes.
Okay.
of course, you guys are all fired.
Now, hey, talk about statements.
Yep, if
That
Scott
right
can-
there,
if Scott
that
can
right
do it,
there
I
is the
can do
same
it.
thing that you just complained about.
No,
We're gonna-
I
Yes,
just
it
said
is.
We're gonna
agree
stop.
on
We're
fire.
gonna stop.
That was
Thank you.
not,
We're on to
That's not
5D. Somebody had a question about 5D?
yes. No. E, I'm on the wrong I'm on the wrong thing here.
I move we approve D.
I'll second that.
Further discussion? Sue?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
On to 5E. This is a multiple piece departmental reports, fire, EMS, library, public works, and city and parks.
The reason I asked it to be separated was because of 23, 24, 25 page numbers, which deals with the potential grants and the details that would go along with it. And I think we have a couple ladies here that want to speak to it.
And I have questions on it also.
Okay.
Hi. Is that what I'm talking about?
It has been brought to our attention.
Name and where you're from.
Okay, sorry.
Address.
Daniel Frank, 9773 Northeast 158th Street, outside of Maxwell.
And Sherry Sharp, 6469 295th Street,
Thank
Maxwell.
you.
It's been brought to our attention that the city is looking into having a recycling bin put at the library or somewhere in here. And I'm just here to, just see what that looks like for the city and also bring up the aspects of it impacting the Maxwell Methodist can kennel.
We do a lot of the money that we do get from the Can Kennel that is going towards our local missions, Iowa missions, other state missions, and also national, or international. So if you guys are thinking about recycling here, how that's gonna impact things that we support as our church. And, also Doug could probably say this, but it's not a clean thing to do. It's dirty. I can see a lot of issues, people putting trash, bugs, or just something that you guys need to consider. But, having it out there, having you guys do this, I understand it's probably a great thing overall for the community, but it really probably will impact the way that we support other missions, globally.
And you guys' can collection is for the 5-cent redemption can, correct?
Yes.
Which is excluded from the recycling program. It's a different program altogether.
But it's
So would the
listed.
recycling though come with if they give you like a 5-cent deposit, you guys aren't gonna go and do the can redemption, you're just gonna go, okay, it's just recycling.
So what, I'll lay out what we're planning on doing. So we'll have individual cans for recycling products, which means that and we will be providing education for the residents as well. The individual cans will hold cardboard, they will hold canned goods items, they will hold glass items, paper products. And those items will all have to be separated and placed in the can and prepared for recycling. This is no different than what every other city in the state has been doing for the last 25 years. However, Maxwell has been exempted because we've been part of the Story County Alliance, which has had a recycling center attached to our trash collection. So that's our change here, which will require education, and we plan on providing some of that. We're not necessarily looking for as in redemption value cans. That's not what the city is after. Each resident will have their own recycling bin. If they put cans in there, they're just gonna get recycled as metal. They're not getting a nickel back for those cans, in my understanding of the process, so.
Okay, that makes
What-
sense then.
Where might you be locating those? They said library and city hall, but location
They're right
We
there.
got those right there.
up front?
They're right there. They're sitting right there.
There will be a can placed, basically a roll-off container right behind the buildings.
For large bulk cardboard.
No, these are just individual cans, they're no bigger than our trash cans.
Would the park be a better place than?
We're not setting a container, I'm not paying for it. Well, you're not paying for it.
Pay for everything else, but we'll pay for that.
I
So-
just don't know how practical that is.
We have considered getting a larger container, but then the issue becomes, it's filled in a day and then it sits there for 2 weeks and nobody can utilize it. So council had already decided that we were going to do individual cans
And-
provided through our sanitation company.
So will they be checking it weekly, daily, monthly,
It'll
how
be a
often?
bi-monthly for the recycled can pickup.
And in the meantime, they're gonna be sitting inside
No,
or outside? That's why I was asking located where.
you will have your own personal can at your residence.
Oh, I know that, but I'm talking about the one you're
So
saying.
our clerk, got a grant for that can to have a recycling container inside of our facilities. Yes, we will have an additional container outside the facilities, which is where the remainder of those, recycled goods will be stored.
So why do you need to do one outside building? I'm just curious. I understand about each individual needing one inside their home and recycling and in the office, but why do you need one outside?
For pickup. The trash company comes and picks it up.
Oh, you mean when they come, okay, got it.
So
Okay.
as residents, we bring our recycling to this bin that would be outside, no?
So these are for residents in town only.
I see.
Anybody in the county needs to work with your county
Oh.
board of supervisors, which they've reached out in regards to possibly setting a container in town, but they haven't finalized anything yet. If the county decides to set one in Maxwell will probably oblige and allow for a container to be set here for county residents, but until that time, I don't have anything available for the county residents.
That makes
So
sense.
more
then.
work, oh, go ahead.
Yep.
More work for Terry and Wendy to take care of that, or are you volunteering to put that on your list?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Taking care of the recycling
They already
inside.
take care of the trash. I think they could probably manage their recycling, and if they can't, then I'll come up and help them.
What are we gonna do with the can of pork and beans that comes in full of ants, or the pop can that has bumblebees in them, or something like that? Concerned about that.
That's part of the training, and every resident is responsible for providing clean, recyclable materials in their container. You're not allowed to just dump it all in like it's a trash can anymore. You have to clean your cans, you have to clean your bottles, you have to, your paper has to be separated, cause you can't put all the printed material together. That goes in the trash, so those materials will be coming out, and I have a meeting here in 2 weeks to get the switch over to Marshall County, which is who will be assisting with our education for the recycling switch over, but we are on schedule for a July 1 start.
And at Waste Management, when I was down in Altoona, they had a sticker that went up, was on the top lid of everybody's recycling bin, and it said, here's the rules for recycling. It had to be a clean,
Yep.
clean the cans out before you put it in there and all that, so I mean, it's.
If it becomes a problem, they just
Yeah.
don't pick it up anymore.
They will charge you for it,
Yeah.
because then it becomes trash, and the problem is that we have, as a community, have to encourage our residents to do this, because we are, in essence, we are reducing solid landfill waste going to the landfill, which we get charged per ton for. So the more of our recycling that just gets dumped into the trash container ends up costing us.
So how do they track that, make sure that that resident did it correctly?
So there's a separate truck that will come through and they pick up the recycling and.
And they just look to see if it.
They don't have
okay.
the manual machines for recycling, so,
Oh.
or the automatic machines. In fact,
Yeah.
like our trash cans aren't manually dumped either, they're automatically dumped, so they're reviewing the trash.
That's how Nora does it too. My mom lives in, and she has to make sure everything is clean, she has to rinse everything out, and then, yeah. I put the wrong one, I get my hand slapped.
It's a process.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna be a learning curve for our community, because we haven't had to do it yet, but, it's a step in the right direction,
It's a
so.
good thing, yeah.
It is unfortunate that we live in a country,
Yeah.
if we want to recycle, it's $30 a month, it's insane.
Which will very soon be forced upon you.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh,
the county is requiring it. And
Well, she's
you're-
in Polk County.
Oh, you're in Polk County.
I am,
But
thanks.
Recycling will also be forced on you. Everybody's been exempted to Story County trash collection, and that's going away, so.
Okay, good to know.
It is.
So that's a
Is it-
relief
it-
that
it
it will
is,
not
yes.
impact, hopefully, too much.
The hope is
Right.
it doesn't take anything away from any
Yeah.
nickel redemptions, because
Yeah.
the state law runs and manages that program, and we're not doing anything for that. Or that's not our intentions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, change the subject. On the Parks Committee, why was it changed to parks and open spaces and trees? And was that approved by the council to change the name of it?
I believe so. I believe that was approved, about a year and a half ago when we became a Tree City USA, when we had, amended our ordinances.
So it's just now been changed, this is the first time I've seen it changed on one of their reports.
Probably. I don't know, sure, certain would be.
Okay, and then the tree dump. Who has keys and can open the gate for residents who ask, a city employee if they would just open the gate for this individual?
Well, every
And
council
they
member
were told no.
has the key.
Yeah, I know, I've been asked. to
Adam
use it.
doesn't,
Okay.
he just got on, so
Well, we'll get one for you.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
I was just wondering though, if it's a city employee, can they or will they or should they open it up
On the
for a
weekends?
resident? I don't know if it was like 6 o'clock at night or whatever.
I'm not gonna ask them to come in and clock in for
No,
overtime for it.
they were
That's what
in
you
an
guys are here
area
for.
where they were able to ask this individual personally.
My guess is
Can
they
you open it
personally
up?
weren't on the clock.
Okay. It's also been left open. I had a neighbor say that he went down to dump some tree limbs and things, and there was an individual man that asked, can I dump in here? And he was told that he needed to go to City Hall and get a key in order to be able to use it, and it was for residents only. The next day, he went back again, and there was garbage dumped. Obviously, garbage dumped on the tree leaf pile, because the gate was left open. We've talked about the gate being left open so many times. What are we gonna do?
When was it left open?
Well,
The day for me?
what I'm saying is that, is the DNR gonna come down on us
They
again
could.
for not
They
having
could
a
shut
ladder?
it
They
down.
could.
Yep.
Yeah.
They sure
And
could.
we've talked
So
about
something needs-
security down there, we've talked about putting cameras at different gates and stuff,
Talked
and then all of a
about-
sudden the money comes up, that says we don't have the money to do it. So we did our best by putting a chain around it and put a key on it, and if somebody doesn't unlock it, and we have a lot of people, I don't know how many companies still use that area to go in there and park the equipment at night and then come in today and work,
Almost every week.
and they leave that open all day long because
Well, then
they
they-
don't have a key probably.
Then their use of that area should be rescinded if they can't lock up, can't follow the rules. The rules are made for a reason. And it's gonna be on our backs if DNR comes in here. I don't want that, do you? So what are we gonna do? We can't just talk about it.
I'll make a sign-up sheet and all five sit down there during the day,
That's fine.
if that's what you wanna do. That's not what I wanna do.
No, I don't wanna do it either,
Okay,
but
so
somebody's
maybe,
got to.
maybe we spend money on, we talked about security of different buildings and different places around here in town. And yet, it's all, well, that costs money. Well, you know what? It does cost money.
Everything costs money. but we-
Exactly.
And we
And
have
now
to
you're,
be
and now,
fiscally
and now
responsible.
you're asking what we can do, and that's one thing we can do, is put up security. We don't have a cop. That police officer doesn't come in here all day long and sit, doesn't even drive by that thing.
Does anybody from Public Works go down in the morning and check it and see if it's open?
They
Do
probably go down
during
there
the
and
day?
unlock it.
Do they go down there to work? Do
I
they
don't
go down
know.
there to do other things and
Only
they can
if-
check it?
They only probably go down there when they have, wood or whatever to go down there with, otherwise they're busy
But are they
doing other
checking
things.
when they go down there? That's one of the questions I have.
You want them to go down there, what, every half hour, every hour?
No, that's not what I'm saying. You didn't listen to me. When they are down there, are they checking it?
I'm sure they are.
Well,
You can't miss it. You drive in and there's a pile of grass here, there's a pile of wood shavings here, and there's a wood pile. I'm sure if somebody dumped garbage in there, they're gonna notice it.
has anything ever been reported back to the council?
Not to me.
Me either. And we should be aware of these things when somebody else sees them, other than people calling me and saying, I had this problem or that problem. It's
Tell them
not
to
just
call
one
City
person.
Hall then. They shouldn't be calling
Yes.
you. Tell them to call City Hall.
It's been
And have
reported.
Wendy,
The way this person has been treated at City Hall at one time, I don't know the circumstances, they said they won't call
and then
down
have
here.
them call the sheriff.
There's a complaint process in town. we accept written complaints, has to be signed, has to have their address.
Yeah.
They can leave it in the mailbox out front.
In the mailbox.
Yep.
Where the water bills go.
Water
Oh,
bill.
no,
In the,
come in here.
in the, okay.
I would like to motion to approve 5E.
Thank you.
Second.
Further discussion? Joel?
Yes.
Doug?
Yeah.
Sue?
Yes.
Ken?
Yeah.
And Derek?
Yes. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I can get you.
Sorry.
You're right.
Ma'am, did you have something?
She's number 6.
She's
Yeah.
Excellent.
She's
Well,
next.
let me
Am I
get that.
next?
Yeah.
You're up.
Awesome.
Number 6, Shannon Steele from Ames Alliance will present on the free retraining and upskilling opportunities available to students.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Shannon Steele with the Ames Alliance, I work with Jennifer. So our free retraining program is something that I wanted to touch on briefly. So it's completely free, it's for anyone 18 years or older that have a high school diploma or a GED. So they can scan this QR code or visit the DMAC Workforce Training Academy website. The classes range from 5 to 15 weeks, and there are about 10 different opportunities that they can get plugged in with. So our most common one are nurse aid, phlebotomy, welding, and CDL. So once that 5 to 15 week classes are done, they get a certificate in hand. They do a resume building workshop, they do interview skills, and then if they don't work for a company already, DMAC does a really great job of pairing them up with a business that is hiring one of those certificates. So it's a really great opportunity. We have been doing these courses since 2022. And we will continue to offer them. So if you have any questions, my email is on there. Please let your community members know that this is an offering to get retrained and learn a new skill. We also offer transportation assistance, childcare assistance, and cash stipends. So we really try to make this as friendly as possible for anyone to learn a new skill and hopefully grow in their career. So do you have any questions for me as far as free retraining goes?
Do you have some additional sheets that we can utilize?
Yes, I just passed those
Very
around,
good.
so feel free, they're on our website as well. I can always connect someone with DMAC, but this has been around for several years, and typically we see about 45 individuals that join every single year, and the age typically ranges between that mid-30 to mid-40. But anyone out of high school can certainly go and get a certificate as well.
Very good. Wendy, can we put that in our bulletin board outside?
Yes.
And we'll leave one up around the counter as well?
That'd be awesome.
Awesome.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So Jennifer, thanks for setting this up for the meeting.
All right, number 7, public hearing on the proposed budget
Yeah, that's
amendment
what I
for
was
fiscal
thinking.
2026.
She said she was gonna leave them and we'll give them to
Yeah.
Wendy.
I'll let you do that. It's difficult for me to watch from out of here.
Move we open the hearing, is that appropriate?
Yep.
I'll
Second.
Further discussion? Sue?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Ken?
Yeah.
Derek?
Yes.
Doug?
Yeah.
Public hearing is now open for the proposed budget amendment for 2026.
Move to close the public hearing.
There's someone on the phone, were they?
It's open. Line's open.
Okay. Nobody said anything, so I'm making a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Derek?
Yes.
Doug?
Yeah.
Sue?
Yes.
Ken?
Yeah.
Joel?
Yes.
Public hearing is now closed.
Dog approved as well.
Then you vote yes.
That's not my
Excuse me.
Number 8, discussion and possible approval of resolution 2026-24, resolution approving the budget amendment for fiscal 2026.
Motion to approve the resolution.
I'll second.
Further discussion?
Yeah.
Doug?
Yes.
Sue? Joel?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
That is approved. Number 9, discussion and possible action. Resolution 2026-29, a resolution consenting to the inclusion of the city-owned property in a final plat, declaring intent to sell certain real property and setting a public hearing pursuant to Iowa Code 364.7, and discussion and possible action on the related Rock Creek Ridge development agreement. So, before we get started, had a member of the planning and zoning send a concern in regards to this, stating that the ordinance requires that this go through planning and zoning. However, consultation with the attorney says otherwise, and everybody should have a copy of that consultation. As the planning and zoning has already approved the final plat as well as council.
It's pretty much done deal, just going through the motions. So that being said, I motion to approve resolution 2026-29.
Second.
Further discussion? Sue?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Doug?
Yeah.
Ken?
Yeah.
Derek?
Yes.
Question not relating to that specifically, but where did the water come from when they were doing all the grading and all the,
You can bring that up during your council. Number 10, discussion and possible action on resolution 2026-30, a resolution setting public hearing and taking the bids for the water treatment plant, NPDES wastewater discharge improvements.
I love the acronyms.
NPDES, in case you're wondering, is National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System.
Sorry to hear that.
Excuse you.
Okay.
I motion to approve that.
10 seconds of my life.
One in every crowd.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Hearing none. Doug?
Yeah.
Sue?
yeah,
Ken?
Yeah.
Derek?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
On to number 11, discussion and possible action on the Parks Board recommendation to name the pavilion and gazebo in the city parks. She put those names in there just to hear me say it. Right,
why?
Wendy?
Oh,
Excuse me.
the gazebo. What the heck? I make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
I wanna know why they're naming.
Further discussion?
I wanna know why they wanna name such, that's stupid. Why name it?
To show recognition to Falvey and Guest.
To who?
John Belding, Steve Gass.
Well, then why not name Falvey and Gas, rather than a stupid thing like Benzillion and Benzebo? It says it's like a small town Maxwell.
Because that's not what they're intending to say. They're intending to recall this Falvey Barbin and Gas Zebo.
Have they given us approval? Have we talked to them? I'm just gonna be a surprise. I don't have any problem, but,
Oh, I think they've been talked to about it.
okay.
I don't think it's a surprise.
Well,
Steve just said something, I heard Steve say he just didn't want anything put on a toilet or something.
That sounds like Steve.
Yeah, that is.
what's wrong with what it is now? If it's not broken, why change it?
Excuse me?
I'm sorry?
Okay, what is your name?
Falvey
I need you to spell it.
Falvey Barbin.
F-A-L-V-E-Y.
Falvey.
O-M?
No.
No.
And what's your name?
Hey, caller,
And what's your last name? Are you guys brother and sister?
caller.
Caller.
Okay, and do you have a paper that you're able to do this?
Caller.
Okay, spell your last name.
R-O-T-H-E. Or, which she has official, P-H-I-L-L.
Caller, I need you to mute your phone,
Okay,
please.
where's your address?
Caller.
Who you talking to?
Where do you live?
Caller.
Maxwell, how about you?
304 Main Street.
Caller.
And who gave?
That's one way of getting rid of it.
Please hold.
I know who it is.
Huh?
I know who that is.
Oh, I know.
Welcome and thank you for choosing freeconferencecall.com. You're helping people around the world communicate for free. Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign.
We bid for this.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
If you are the host, press star 9. Please enter your PIN.
Okay.
and then the bid advertisement
Thank
is
you.
second.
There are three participants in the conference.
Okay.
Recording
Notice
has
the bid
started.
posting will be a
Please announce
publication.
yourself.
It has to be.
And I'll give you more information on that, yeah, but it has to be by May 20th.
Still on there.
Okay.
Not less than 13
And you
days,
guys
and
live
not
at
more than
304
45
Main
days
Street?
for the bid.
What's your mom and dad's name?
So that's-
Why are we?
So June 2nd, the bid advertisement,
Anyway.
has to go out.
Okay.
Well, actually, hold
Where
on.
are we at?
Bid advertisement,
we were
never mind, that's the
discussing
three.
this.
Oh, okay.
So it's just the bid.
Any
bid
further
posting.
discussion on
I'll
that?
get you more information on that, and
Okay.
also, cause I'll post on the billboard or the bulletin.
Oh.
Yes. And then,
No.
Doug?
maybe the post
Yeah.
office. I'll get you more
Okay.
information on that, but just give you a heads up that we've got a week for that
Derek?
Yes.
publication to go.
Alright,
Typical child.
number 20,
That's crazy.
discussion on cemetery mowing expenses.
Number 20.
20.
Oh, I thought you said 12. Sorry.
I did, 20.
Alright.
We had an offer by the guys that run their steel thing to
Yes.
bid for the cemetery mowing. And if you look at page 125, I put some numbers together to reflect the comparison of what $17 an hour will do. And it doesn't matter how many mowings we say we're gonna do, because it'd be the same comparison, the same difference. The only apples to apples that wasn't made was the little cemetery there that used to be done when we had the previous person mowing it for $500 for the year. I guess I'm wondering, has a decision been made which way we're gonna go? I don't believe we have.
Already hired someone for this because that's what was budgeted for. We did not request bids. So we went forward with what was already budgeted to hire
Why
someone.
did we do that, knowing it could be done less expensive?
That was the council's decision.
That
This
was
came
part
in
of the
way
budget.
off.
It's the next day after the meeting.
No, the budget was done,
Understood, but you don't have to spend every dollar that you budget.
okay? But, well, the council's already set up the plan, the council already has the mower set up. Council didn't go out and get bids for a new contract. If you wanna go get bids, go get bids. But in the meantime, I'm gonna continue to do what I have previous directions for. If you wanna change something, put it on the agenda and make a change, but you gotta do it the right way.
Yeah, cause if we only
Somebody-
accept their bid, but we didn't put it out for bids.
No, I said we had to.
Yeah, some
If
other
you read the
company-
email that I sent,
Yeah.
we have an offer that is less than what it's gonna cost us. If we need to put it out for bids, that was certainly my suggestion and my intent. So that we
I
can
think
do
we've
it
already-
less expensively.
I think we're already into the mowing season where if we
And
halt
we should have
that-
done this 2 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we should have, if we wanted to put it out
But
for
it
bid,
still
we should have
doesn't
done it.
mean,
We should do the bidding during the winter months.
Here's what you have available to you. You have available to you come August, no, September, October, November, put it out for bid and go get it. Or you can do it right now, and then we'll have to explain why I have to fire somebody in the middle of the season. But, you know,
Middle
those
of
are,
the
those are the
season.
choices of the council. I'm sorry?
Middle of the season.
Yeah, he's already started working.
all right, are we going to go to $20 an hour in July 1?
That's
That's what
Just
we-
because we budgeted it, just because we budgeted it. We don't have to spend everything we budget, gentlemen and lady.
It's
The
taxpayer
school,
dollars that
the
we're
school
spending.
just hired somebody for summer at $15 an hour.
Okay.
So why are we going to go to 20?
Just because you have.
If we're locked in with this, I can live with that, but why go to 20? July 1.
Was the employee told when he was hired that we were gonna change him at July 1st?
Could the difference in money be used for security down at the tree dump?
No, 'cause it's different line item.
Oh, I know that. Sense of humor.
Well, I don't think it's reasonable to go to 20 when
I don't
a
either.
neighbor has done 15, we're at 17 and committed there. And it's nothing against the person, it's looking at dollars, folks.
Okay. So this wasn't an actionable item because it wasn't a bidding process, which is why it's just a discussion. Anybody have any further discussion on item number 20?
The other factor is we wouldn't have to buy a mower if we hired somebody to do it.
The mower that we were replacing is a city mower, it is not the mower for the cemeteries. It is
So we're
a-
gonna use the cemetery one for the city, you said.
If that's what I have to do, I have to figure out how to manage being down a mower.
And the mower we're looking at also does snow blowing and sweeping,
Yep. For all those rocks that they have in the yards.
unlike the
Yeah,
mower,
where'd they come
unlike
from?
the cemetery mower.
Okay.
Alright, any further discussion on 20?
I think we put on the agenda next November that we make a note and look at the mowing at that time.
Well, ask you to put that on your calendar and to remind me to put it on the agenda in November. Any further discussion on 20?
I just hate to spend money we don't need to.
Number 12, discussion and possible action on Public Works Department's recommendation regarding the broken John Deere mower.
So I will add to this, the used mower from Ames has been sold and is no longer an option.
And I will add to what the city employees reported, that while this mower took several years to get to the 1,200 hours before it expired, the 900-hour machine would have been very near expiration. So their recommendation is a replacement of new equipment. And then we have the opportunity then at that point to sell by sealed bid our current equipment in the current condition without spending the $4,000 to fix it. So my recommendation for the council is to buy the new piece of equipment with the required additions.
That said, I had a quote here from a different piece of equipment. I'll make copies of it. When Tracy will be able to make copies for that.
Just one side. They're just one-sided, right?
Yeah.
One thing I do like about the idea of bringing more is 0% So that will allow us to bring that payment down because it is 6 years or so. So that it's not
Happy belated birthday. Thank you.
schedule in the next 6 years. We can borrow that money without paying interest on it, basically.
One of the questions I had is where funded.
Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily need to be paid off until the end of that 6 years.
Yes, that's what I was wondering.
I've been filling orders, so I have to see you guys about 4 times here.
So which one is it? Is it 3 different ones?
So they have the attachments and stuff broken out on the actual, so
Yeah.
the machine itself,
We're talking total dollars.
total between all the attachments and,
And did you go with the lowest price one? Like we do on just about everything else, just go with the lowest price?
close to it.
And the reason for that is,
Sorry, I multitask sometimes.
I used to.
Thank you.
We used to
Hold
do
on,
other things.
a month ago, or maybe, I don't know when, let's see what it's gonna say here. April, I went up to Ames to see what they could do for us with, something that was as similar to the John Deere that we had before. So they came up with this front mount mower, for the 72-inch mower deck. There will be a cab, heater, roof mounted strobe light, 66-inch sweeper, 51-inch snow blower, front weight bracket, and, total price
51,105.
51,105.
Did you have a outside dimensions of wheels?
I don't, but I could probably look that up.
Okay.
The snow blower is a little smaller than what the John Deere is, but might be a little bit more maneuverable.
But what is that snow blower used for? Just
Sidewalks
Like
here.
sidewalks.
sidewalks, that's what I figured.
Yep.
Not the trail?
No.
Okay,
As far as I know, city doesn't.
We do not, snowmobiles use it.
okay. Just one question. Ask them.
And then our total cost on the John Deere would be, was it 41,000?
You wanna add attachments?
Yeah, that's just the.
Well, I got 34,629 for the machine, 66,35 for the snow blower, 46,67 for the broom, and 54,05 for the mower deck.
For a total of,
Oh, 49,000.
and you checked with the different,
50 roughly.
and you checked with the different John Deere dealer?
They're all gonna be the same.
It's a state,
Are they gonna
it's a
be-
state contract, right?
Okay.
And Van Wall is the only
That's the.
John Deere dealer
They're the
within
only-
100 miles from here.
Or more.
Yeah.
$51,336.
So for $231, we'd be getting the same machine that they have.
That's kind of the difference here. So, like, if you and I went in to go buy this machine from John Deere, we would pay it at 54,000. But the state discounted rate drops that thing down
10%.
$12,000.
Yeah.
So,
Did Capital City mention anything about financing?
They didn't mention anything, but there is finance available.
and they have their government discount as well for
Yeah.
6,100, but that was included. So we are apples to apples. I would be okay with either or. I think they would both do the job the city needs.
I would make the motion that we move forward with purchase from Van Wall, because it's the machine that we have, and we know how to use it, and know where it fits, where it doesn't. And we know the financing option readily. To be able to make a decision and move forward. And it gives us 6 years for payment details.
Is there a second?
I do like the Kubota, but
Last call for a second.
I'll second.
Discussion.
I'll reiterate the fact that we'll have 6 years to get this paid off. That alleviates the financial burden up front for doing this and not have to have any interest payments.
Definitely makes it easier to pay it off.
I hope it lasts that long.
Well, the other one was 30 years old, so.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm referring to.
It doesn't make a difference to me, I just went up there just to get the different.
No,
Yeah,
no.
so,
I appreciate that.
And that Kubota had gives and takes too, a little bit larger mower deck, a little bit
I
smaller.
also went up there just to see about, we
You looking
talked
at?
about, skid loaders too, so, yeah.
You looking at buying one?
No. Maybe for here.
All right, Sue,
Yes.
Doug,
Yeah.
Joel,
Yes.
Derek,
Yes.
Ken.
Yes.
Alright. 13, discussion and possible action on revised LLPL and seal coat proposal. So we had a little issue with this one.
What's the issue?
It's too much.
Yeah,
I think there's a couple of streets that were supposed to be taken out.
we took off the
Maybe-
cemetery road.
Well, that one got pulled off already. Thought that one was already.
But it's
pulled.
back on,
On
I
the
think.
I
back
didn't
side,
think it's
it shows Baldwin, Cemetery
Says
Road.
cemetery right there.
Yeah,
Well,
last two.
So that's the issue. Wendy, apparently the items that we asked to have removed did get removed. So that'll solve the problem.
Weren't we targeting closer to the 50,000 that we spent last year? Looking at 73 here.
This is too much.
This is
Taking
too
out the-
much.
Taking out the
This is more than
cemetery,
we have.
dropped 28,000.
That'll take us down to where we need it to be.
Removing both cemetery road on the second
Yeah.
page.
There are a couple of them that
73,
I,
582
driving them,
minus
I couldn't see a problem.
If we take these out,
485
28,000.
Yeah.
That'll bring our total back down to
minus
around 50 that we were shooting for.
Yeah, and
65
this, I,
minus 58,
it's
60.
really bad. There's no
43,
way that
317.
it's that bad. And the whole thing,
Can we approve it with those reductions and then get them contracted?
Yep.
I move we do.
I'll second that.
Further discussion?
Sorry.
oh,
So,
We're in discussion, go ahead.
okay, 6, Metcalf from 6 North to North Street. I go to that all the time, it's not that bad, why would it have to be totally redone? There's a few spots, but nothing like some of the others.
Well,
Excuse me.
the roads committee went for a drive and reviewed the roads and
And I did too. in addition to driving it on a regular basis. I couldn't see that it was that bad. I think there's others in town that are worse than that is. Have you driven it lately?
Sixth Street,
No.
Metcalf, from Sixth to
Metcalf,
North?
from Sixth to North.
Walked it.
It's not that bad. There may be a couple places, but that's it. I've got it worse
When my
on Sixth
initial
Street
report
from Metcalf to the dead end. My house was just devalued half of what it was, and that's from the county assessor. Because of the water that came in from the road and the mold that I have and the things that have been destroyed. The valuation of my home went to half of what it was. That's a lot, and that type of thing needs to be taken into consideration. I've paid a lot of taxes in this community too. How much would it cost to grind down the middle where it's humped like this that causes a lot of the water to flow into my house? It could be ground down in the center so it doesn't come down and go right in, rather than spending money on a road that doesn't really need it.
Any further discussion on this approval?
It's not just me. There's, what, 7 homes there that are affected by that water?
Joe?
Yes.
Ken?
Yep.
Sue?
No.
Doug?
Yeah.
Derek?
Yes.
Discussion and possible action on resolution 2026-25, resolution setting the time and place to conduct a public hearing to consider the vacation and conveyance of city property.
I have a motion to approve resolution 2026-20, is that still 25 or did that change?
Still 25.
Still 25, that one.
Further discussion?
The city's getting absolutely nothing for it other than no closing costs, is that correct, the way I read it?
There is 0 cost to the city to transfer it.
Lawyer
How much?
costs and closing costs will all be handled by the school.
So
The
we're
other thing we're
getting rid
gaining
of,
is we don't have to mow it.
Yeah, I
Less mowing,
understand
less
why you
maintenance.
want to get rid of it, it's just that,
and
here we go.
The question was to me about, are we in discussion or not?
We have a motion. I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion.
It was brought up to me, the soccer field that is on that is a U12 size soccer field, which is different than the U14 size, full-size soccer field down here at the park. Is the school somehow going to allow to have that soccer field still on there? If not, we would have to see about moving it.
My understanding is that I saw an email today that the school's still allowing that soccer field to be used. Cause
Yeah.
it doesn't interfere with.
Just
the-
scheduling conflicts need to be avoided.
side yard.
Okay, so,
Oh, you have security at your house?
I do, wonder what my wife's up to.
You need something like that, don't you?
Anyway, if at some point the school decides not to let us use that as a soccer field, we'll have to try and move it over to the Legion, which would require the 2 smallest fields on the Legion to be moved behind the baseball diamond,
Okay,
so,
or the fishbowl.
yeah. The fish.
green space,
Yep.
So,
just tell to bring their swim trunks
So
to.
just,
Probably
Water
more,
polo.
there's probably more space
there might be,
out
but,
here too.
so, anyway, just, that was brought up, somebody asked about it, so.
So it took us 3 years to get FEMA to sign off on this. This is what, the council 3 years ago had already
Yep.
approved this. The only reason we are discussing it is because the attorney said we still have to have a public hearing. So,
So
So have we done anything final prior to a public hearing, or are we behind the 8 ball on that one?
what do you mean?
Having a public hearing prior to any finalization on anything?
Public hearing allows us to close out the deal.
Okay, that's
So that's
what I was wondering is,
That's the next step that we have to accomplish with it.
Alright, Doug,
Yes.
Sue,
yes,
Joel,
yes,
Derek,
Yes.
Kenny.
Yeah,
2:15, discussion and possible action on resolution 2026-26. Resolution authorizing the transfer of funds and issue of payment for the purchase of the 2023 Kawasaki Mule 4010 diesel.
I had marked the same question I had before about the Washington Township Trust Fund. That was my concern.
I'll motion to approve so we can discuss.
I'll second.
Oh, excuse me, now pretend I said that. Insurance was roughly a short $1,000 a year, right? $980 something, I think.
If we insure it as a vehicle, but if it's being trailered to every piece, fire call or anything like that, it'd be $93 as equipment.
Under 100?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
would that include using it for down here, like at the, park or anything for anything? I mean, cause you're not gonna trailer it to the park.
That is up to the insurance agency how they so feel to go through that process.
Or if you could use it, you know, in the, as a attack rig too, and garage fire in an alley or something or whatever, I mean.
I think for liability purposes, it needs to be classified as a vehicle and will be able to be operated on the city street.
Yeah. I hate
And
to
still be
run, I hate to
trailered.
run that
Still be
fine,
trailered.
I hate to run that fine line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. About the time we don't call it a vehicle, then that's when it gets used as such, and then
Yep.
Mhm.
they won't cover
At the
it.
one time, yeah.
Yeah,
and the trail was how much?
That is something that the fire association is going to discuss and work on purchasing
And where's it gonna be stored?
in the fire hall.
We have room over there?
We can make room and adjust a few things. I'm really good at Tetris.
You can't stack fire trucks.
Don't tempt me.
Alright, any further discussion?
A ballpark figure, do you know?
So are we deciding how to insure it in this motion as well?
No, because this is a resolution for the purchase, so, I think I have the authorization to define, but I kinda wanted to hear your guys' opinion on how to insure, so if everybody's okay with that, I will just
Well,
make that happen.
All right, let me ask this question before, and it has nothing to do with the vote, but if Decorah used in a total of 100 hours in 13 years, that means 8 hours roughly a year.
They had a second one as well that they
Oh.
sold last year.
Okay, didn't realize
Just
that.
for more reference.
Okay.
I've been learning more as
So I'm just wondering, could we force ourselves to put it on a trailer for no more hours than it'll be used, but we don't know how many hours are gonna be used? Which means we could insure it for $100 instead of 10 times that amount.
But again, back to the discussion of the one time that it's involved on a city street or.
I think I like my casualty coverage under
Yes.
auto versus my casualty coverage under
Equipment.
city equipment.
Okay.
Just my 2 cents on it. Alright, I think we're ready to vote.
Yes.
Ken,
Yeah,
Derek,
did what I was gonna do. I just can't see it.
16, discussion of possible action on a letter from the state auditor regarding the 2026 audit.
Who has the city used in the past?
Gertie's.
Yeah, Ruth Gertie's, Earl Walker.
Mr. Sand was, about $6,000 higher last year. And
Well,
I would
yes, it
anticipate
is.
the same situation again this year, so I would continue to recommend our previous auditor, Gertie's, Ralphie's, and
Do we have to put it out for?
Can we
RFP?
discuss?
I have to send out two.
yeah, we have to have.
Do we have a motion? Yeah.
We don't have a motion.
All right, I move so we can discuss.
Thank you.
Okay,
We'll need a second.
Second.
Thank you.
I feel that if you are asking for an audit, and we have just had an audit, we should have somebody different look at it, so they don't look at the same thing over and over and over and just pass by it. If there's a problem, somebody needs to find out what it is so we can make corrections.
Okay.
So I would say the state.
You'd rather spend an extra $6,000.
Well, we blow money on everything else, why not that? I'd rather be in compliance with the law.
What if we got bids from another private firm just to stare?
Yep, we should. Well, we will. We'll have
Legally
two
have to.
bids that
So let's-
that the council will have to make a decision on.
I have
This
to
is-
return it by May 29th.
May 29th?
Mm-hmm.
So what this boils down to is he has 4 sections that we would like to have the auditor perform his action. We have not made a decision for fiscal 2026, or thank you, but we have, or will be contracting with a private CPA, or we plan on having a financial audit in lieu of annual examination, which is usually what we do.
Are we allowed to amend someone else's motion? Because I'm not really sure what all your motion was, for sure.
Motion was the possible action on the letter from the state auditor.
So go ahead and amend.
I would amend his motion to put this out for RFP. Or does that constrict our timeline? Cause my understanding is we just have to submit this back by the 29th in order to extend to their next deadline.
Tell them whether we're using them or not by the 29th.
What, that's what the council needs to decide, whether we're going to use the state auditor, or whether we're going to go out for bid for 2 additional or 3 additional private CPA
I think we
firms
asked
to
for
audit.
bids.
Yeah, and I think that all the letter is saying is if we know the name of the firm we're gonna use, then we have to write it down. Otherwise, we just say the same thing we have in the past of, we plan on a financial audit in lieu of the annual examination.
I would need a second.
Or I'll accept your amendment.
He's accepted your amendment. Do you concur with your second?
Yes.
Maybe,
Put
don't
your
agree with
amendment
yourself.
first.
Keep the brick moving, right?
Yes.
Alright, so, which we are, just to be clear, we are planning on having a financial audit in lieu of the annual examination, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is what we've done for the last 3 years that I've been here.
So number 4 or number 2?
Number 4.
Okay.
Any further questions or concerns or discussion on this? Ken?
Yeah.
Joel?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Doug?
Yeah.
Derek?
Yes.
17, discussion of possible action on FEMA's BRIC grant opportunity. We asked Wendy, during budget season, look for grants for stormwater. FEMA has a grant program that we can apply. Requires detailed inundation maps at 4 reoccurrence intervals, both before and after mitigation. DNR is willing to share Maxwell floodplain data with our city engineer. If Snyder can use this data and it meets FEMA requirements, we could request a cost estimate for Snyder to complete the inundation mapping. If the council wants to proceed, this mapping will strengthen the project and help us qualify for other funding if the FEMA grant is not awarded. If Snyder completes the work and we still do not receive the grant, the project will be shovel ready and can continue to look for other funding opportunities.
Can we add anything to that? Like Sixth Street with the FEMA grant, that would help to take care of the situation?
We don't have anything for Sixth Street.
That's what I'm asking, can we do something
This would
about
set
that?
the footwork for additional projects in the future.
As we've discussed, the Woodlawn project is the first part of the project.
It's getting close, okay? I'd like to have it done before that day comes. For one thing, I've lost half the value of my home. Has anybody on Woodlawn lost half the value of their home because of any flooding?
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure they haven't like mine is. I've got a letter from the assessor to prove it.
Wes, would you know a rough time estimate of what it would take on your guys' part to go through the, I'm not gonna be able to say that word.
Inundation.
The inundation?
Yes.
I don't offhand, I'd have to check and see what our workload is on our stormwater group, is who I'd have do that, who's been working on the rest of the project. Just knowing their general workload, they should have capability to get on it fairly quickly. I mean, if we have a deadline to hit, we'll hit the deadline.
Okay.
You know,
22nd
so,
of May.
unless it's like next week, which,
Yeah.
22nd of May.
that's pretty tight.
That's pretty close.
It all depends on what level of inundation mapping we need to get, because we do have some modeling from the project when we did the original design. And we'll have to maybe talk with Wendy and get some more information on if it's, because I talked with Shannon, who did the original design the other day on this, and there's the creek flood mapping, and then there's the local inundation mapping.
Mm-hmm.
So there's kind of two different things there, and depending on what FEMA is looking for to justify the project, can make a difference on that. So we did some modeling of the storm sewer itself. We did not do any modeling of the creek.
Yep.
So if it's creek floodplain mapping modeling, that's going to be a bigger task, and that would be probably not going to happen by the 22nd.
I do know DNR did go through and probably in the last 9 to 12 months redo all their
Yep.
floodplain
Yep,
stuff.
yep, and they've got the web portal online now where you can get a lot of that information.
Yep.
So that helps. It's still probably tough to get the creek floodplain, but the local inundation mapping, we'll be able to turn that around pretty quick, because I think we've got a lot of that model already set up.
Okay.
The other piece of this is FEMA has accepted our notice of interest already.
So that extends the deadline.
To the 22nd.
May 22nd.
But then if we proceed, it changes.
It will change project lines, yes.
We just have to submit it for proceeding with the inundation or not.
Yep, what we're looking for here is whether or not the council is willing to ask for the mapping to move forward.
I motion that we do, since we're already into this project and this is, well, I'll save that for discussion, sorry.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion?
Beans that we're already, what was it, $28,000 into this project?
30 some.
And we, 30, what'd you say?
30 some, I think.
Oh, sorry. I think this is a very good option to be able to try and get cost share, get potential grants to continue the funding for this. And I know Wendy mentioned that it's gonna be pretty intensive once it starts rolling. But if this can go through and help the city save a bunch of money in the long run, or open up for additional grants in the future for additional projects further up the stream from Woodlawn, I think this is definitely a great way forward to solve future issues as well.
The other part of this is at least for me, is it turns that $350,000 project into a $50,000 project. Should do a heck of a lot more good with that. So. Any further discussion? Joel?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Ken?
Yeah.
Doug? Derek?
Yes.
I'll put you under the microscope with us.
All right. I'll be following up. Is Winnie, have you taken the lead on that primarily?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll probably just correspond with you with some questions that we have, and
Thank you.
we'll get you connected with our stormwater guy.
Discussion of possible action on approving canceling Windstream service for internet and phone service and switching to Huxcom for library and city hall.
What do we do? Approve it.
Which?
The second one, I think, is the one that was. The $125 a month is the one I don't know if that's enough though.
Wendy, what's our current cost? I can tell you, we've been averaging probably 50 meg down there, so
It's
not
500,
sufficient.
I think.
Between us and the library, yeah, it's over 500.
Over 500.
It is.
So anything they have offered is gonna be faster and cheaper. And I would question, they're mentioning about taxes. With us being a government entity, we should be exempt from.
Correct.
Okay,
Except for FCC taxes, we still have to pay that.
gotcha.
So the phone line itself is $33 a month. For the one, 28 for the second, and then it would be one of the internet services. Now, a couple things to remember, we have one full-time, one part-time staff in here. We also have streaming audio and video. We have streaming service here, and then next door, we have, is there 10 or 12 computers for residents in the community to be able to come in and utilize, along with Wi-Fi for anybody that pulls up outside, because the library offers public Wi-Fi for those individuals as well. So usage can get substantial pretty quickly with that many machines.
So we need to go with the top, and you suggest?
I would suggest either of the top two, as they both include free installation as well.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be the best option, one of the two. If it's not enough, we have the option moving forward.
It's just a matter of a phone call if you need to bump it.
Yeah, so we can start at the 175 for busy teams. That's a half a gig download and upload.
Which would be night and day difference for.
The 50 that we're probably pulling most days.
Yes.
Last month between the library and city hall, it was $588.93 for internet to phone and the fax.
We could get internet for both and still be money ahead.
Yes.
So Doug, which is your motion?
Let's start with the 175 then,
I'd second that.
And
So-
three phone lines.
and the 3 lines.
Yes. Cause once the.
And that's just
Discussion.
Now we discuss.
Are you ready? So this is what we're dealing with, it just,
Yep.
it's not like at the water plant or,
Correct. We have ran the services out to each of those locations, but we haven't had a request to update or change anything at this point yet.
Alright, why don't we?
Well, I think, what do we have out there? A phone line? Fire department's probably got a phone line.
She's supposed to be getting me quotes, for everything. The
So
sewer
until then-
plant and the, water plant have the dialer in case something's wrong.
Which will be updated. That's another phone system.
They make cellular for that. It's a good plan.
Okay. I mean, that's definitely an option that we're We don't have to, we ought to just attach it to our plan that we already have.
And then we have some individual phones as well, right?
Yep.
3, 5, what are they?
4, 3,
6, 7?
7, I don't know.
Two.
Cause that will be cheaper too,
So we have a fire department phone, he has a phone down here at the shop. So he has a phone
There's
down.
internet down there too, though.
Okay, sewer,
No phone at the city shed.
There's no phone?
No, just a hotspot for
Okay.
okay. Fire department.
Are you
Sure.
the fire hall has a phone?
I'm pretty sure it does. I think it's in the back of the
Yeah, they have their phone
session
number.
room.
These aren't cell phones, these are landlines.
Landlines. Which is probably why the fire department has one.
And I think they should.
Yeah.
I think they also should have internet, in case they have to, I mean,
There is internet over there.
Probably the public from the library.
probably pulling off that. So that's another,
Let me check.
that's another drain.
We might need to bump this up to the top one.
But I mean, ultimately, I don't think it makes any difference as long as it reaches, if it reaches and pull off of what we got.
For what little they do.
Yeah. Put a Wi-Fi extender in there and run it out the door.
So I can use it on my mom's.
Yeah.
Or down at the park.
Uh-huh.
That'd be the.
So this particular situation is City Hall and Library, which is our largest bill, Wendy.
Yeah.
We can review the rest, facilities
Yep.
can come back with, recommendations for additional internet and coverage if they, after they discuss with the public works and the clerk.
So put that on the June agenda so we can get transferred as quickly as possible and start saving money.
Sounds good. All right, any further discussion on this one? Joel?
Yes.
Ken?
Yep.
Eric?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Doug?
Yeah.
Um, 20, discussion on cemetery.
No,
Oh,
I did that one already.
21, engineering
19.
report. 19. How did I miss
19. Cause you got
Oh my
big
goodness.
papers on
Scratch
it.
the page. Discussion of possible action on resolution 2026-28, resolution establishing trust account investment strategies, certificate of deposit laddering, money market account structures, and related investment authorizations for the city of Maxwell.
Wendy, did the auditor ever get back to you about verbiage?
I'll make a motion to approve this.
Thank you.
Sorry, no, second.
Discussion.
He called this afternoon and said he doesn't have specific wording as long as it matches the investment policy, that we're not doing anything against. or-
What the
Yeah.
investment policy is. Okay. So this resolution was drafted up so that the CD ladders can be reinvested automatically without direct council approval every 6 to 9 months or 12 months or whatever the frequency is at that point. And it allows Wendy and with guidance from the mayor and finance committee to go through and re-enroll or change CD intervals based on interest rates that are presented from the bank at that time. The Exhibit A does not represent the exact dollar amounts, but I wanted to show an idea of what that would look like for
What page?
what that would look like for the proposed start, where we keep half, if not maybe a hair more, of each of those for the liquid or money market account for flexibility to be able to pull from, utilize as needed as the emergency fund, but also going through and utilizing the other half to maximize what interest we could be getting. Cause right now, I think it's sitting at 1 point something.
2.5, I think.
Yeah, which is currently in a non-offered account anymore at the bank, if I'm remembering correctly, Ken.
I think so.
So if we can look at transferring some of those into these investment accounts that can accrue better interest, and that's something also that the city's general account with monies could go and sit into that money market account that they have available at, I think if you have over 350,000, it's 2.17% or something to maximize what we're sitting on and holding to just kind of do better with what we have sitting there. But just for the investments on the trust accounts, that was just an illustration to kind of show what I was proposing and having an idea of. But my OCD, I would make sure that the principals are nice, even dollar amounts, instead of all the cents and what have
Well, they've got a 6-month with the bank here, 6-month CD at 4% right now.
6-month and a 9-month are both over 4%.
9's also?
Yeah, which is where I was establishing that ladder of reoccurrence.
Yeah.
To help stagger 25% of each account.
Okay, no further discussion. Sue?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Abstain.
Terry?
Yes.
Thank you. On to 21. Wes?
All right, got a few things this month. Baldwin Street reconstruction, not much has changed. The DFT is still doing their audit process. We have received back some correspondence from them regarding the working days, and I think Doug's looked at that and had some responses. So Spencer had gone through kind of your last thing you sent, Doug, on your count of the days, and had some questions, so we're following up with the DOT on that, questions of the DOT.
He sent something back at 4:30 that I haven't had time
Oh,
to
today he did.
Spencer just did.
Okay, all right, yeah, he sent something to DOT today too, so, so there's some questions on they did their audit, their review of it at our request, and they came up with some technicalities in the counting of the days that, when they could start, when they could stop. There were several different things that, it's in the nuance of the specifications and their policies. But something wasn't lining up even after Spencer looked at between you and what they were counting. So we'll see what they say after that. But some of that is, there's a technicality on that reduces the days of when you can start so many days after the contract agreement, even though there's an early start date of April 15th. They have 30 days after the contract agreement, which puts that after April 15th. So at the start of the project, they counted some days. It's confusing to me too.
Their start date was July 8th of 24.
Right, and there's something about when we started counting the days early on.
When can I start counting my days?
I think all of our days are
I'm
numbered.
2 years past.
I know.
This project.
Yes.
And I am
Yep.
still talking about it at the council meeting.
Should have been done a long time ago. So one of the holdups is the contractor's non-response to our last change order payout, acceptance of all this stuff. We asked the DOT on that, because the DOT generally doesn't start their audit until the contractors sign off on that. We couldn't get them to respond. DOT has started the audit without that, knowing that they have not been responding. The update of days to the contractor, the DOT was hoping would spur them to sign off on it. They've been working slowly with the DOT, getting them some information they need. And Spencer has talked about some measures that we can take if they don't respond. A little bit by the short hairs on that one, so it's tough. But we want to be out of it as much as you guys do.
Well, do we
So-
have a tally of how much you have done above and beyond looking at a 2-year project rather than a 6-month
Yeah, I mean,
project.
we track our time for
So
everything
we-
spent afterwards.
Do we have enough money to cover that and the days that are reasonable
It all-
still yet that we owe them?
Yeah, it all depends on what the final liquidated damages comes out as. And that's one thing that, with liquidated damages, it's not, it's never an easy thing, to just charge them, because the contractor almost always disputes them. There's almost always a negotiation and a reduction in the LDs. There, sometimes if the contractor just doesn't wanna play ball, it goes clear to litigation to get the LDs. It's not a penalty that you can apply, it's a damages sustained, which our costs are damages, right? Because
Yeah.
it's costing you guys more money to do that, so we have, if you go to court, you have to show that damages, we don't wanna do that. Nobody wins in that case, but, the DOT level that we're at now with the audit, Spencer was telling me, he has these questions into them. There's, to go above them, kicks it out of the local systems and into the big DOT contracts division. And in Spencer's experience and everybody he's talked to, if you kick it up into the big DOT contracts, you will not win. They are very contractor friendly up there. So it will probably go down even more. They'll find some other technicality, they'll find something that we did wrong, that, didn't file the paperwork on time or something that reduces it even more. So we wanna get this resolved at the local systems, people right now at the audit level.
So I got a notice from Infotech that my access is gonna be shut down, cause it's been 2 years.
Infotech, and that's the
Contracted,
the
contract site.
Okay,
Oh.
I think we can get that extended.
I don't want it.
No, I'm with you, I'm with you.
Dale's got some emotional damage that needs to be calculated into this.
We all do on this one.
Good golly, yes.
Yeah.
So just remind us all again, what are we trying to get money-wise or whatever? What's it costing us not to, or to say that, just go with their numbers or whatever? I mean,
Yeah.
how much would that cost us, just to say, okay, we'll just use your numbers, whatever?
Well, that's the thing, is we don't have their numbers. They have not responded with what they.
They haven't even
They haven't
responded.
responded to our, like I said, LDs are almost always a negotiation. We say we want 40 days, they say, no, there's 30 days, and you come to an agreement. They haven't even responded to that. It's not a priority for them, they've been busy, whatever. They have started responding to the DOT's audit stuff a little bit, and there's a lot of information the DOT asked for, through that process. So I don't have a good answer to your question, Ken.
Okay.
Other than just the damages right now, or the additional time it takes to answer all the questions and work through the issue rather than just.
Well, somebody was arguing about working, winter work.
Yeah.
And that was what Spencer sent today.
Yep.
And the contract clearly says the contractor shall work during the winter on all working days as defined in there, and then below it says, and those days count.
Yeah, and I think that was a question that the DOTs look at it, they were not doing some of that, and it's going over my head, I've tried to follow it and I've given up.
I can't begin to.
So I push Spencer on it every time I talk to him, and so I had him look at your spreadsheet there, Doug, and that's what he was looking at when he came up with these questions. I said, wait a minute, when the DOT responded, this doesn't seem to line up, so that's his last pushback to them.
So the last thing I saw was they slashed off another 10 days of.
Yeah, try to cut another 10 and a half.
Yeah, and that's from, there's several factors.
From our original 21.
Right,
So
right.
we're only
Well, our
talking-
original wasn't 21, I don't know where.
No, that was their original.
Their original,
Yeah,
yeah.
and where that comes from in my limited understanding from talking with Spencer and trying to get my head around it is, it's not the overage of days, that's still the same. It's what days were counted as working days during the contract that changed. So basically, if you have 300 days during the contract, and we started the counting here, so the DOT says no, you have to start here, and you lose 10 days. Well, then that bumps your, when you start counting overage days, 10 days.
Your ending days are later.
So if the overage is still there, but what got counted as working days, and there was a question on some Saturdays that apparently there's a technicality in the rules that they can't count a Saturday in a certain condition. This is exactly
Well, it was
why.
an 86-day project by the time we added on 8 days one time, I think, and then 2 more the other.
Yeah.
And goodness, I can get 30 days beyond that easily, with pictures on a lot of it.
Yeah, and it comes down to the DOT's minutia rules of what constitutes a working day is a lot of the question that came up for the DOT side. But not related, but not related. The water treatment plant project, we are doing a completion date. We are not doing working days.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is exactly why I don't like working days contracts, because all this stuff comes up. I love completion date contracts. There's no question on that. June 1st or June 1st. So we don't have a resolution on this to sum up. Spencer's working on it. The contractor's slowly working with the DOT. It's a waiting game. If you need,
We've got plenty of money yet that we owe them to.
I think our retainage is still. They haven't asked for the retainage yet, so we're still sitting on a good chunk. Because we didn't want to. That's
Do you have a ballpark of how much Snyder did extra?
I think we're at maybe like we're under 20,000.
Oh, I thought it was more than that.
It's been a while since I looked at it.
Okay.
Last time I looked at it, I think we were like 14, and there was some time that was done after that. So.
If it's, to me, if we say, heck with the days, because I really don't care about the days. As much as now I have liquidated damages. I have my damages, and I've spent $20,000 additional dollars with Snyder. I've got my equipment that was damaged, that they required our city guys to do. Those items that we've already identified as damages throughout this project, those are what, that's where we can stand on.
And I would, anything like that, if you can document that in a summarized location and collect all that stuff, because if it comes down to a negotiation or God forbid a litigation, that's all stuff that you're gonna need.
Spencer should have that already.
Okay, if he's got it already, fine. Did you miss some city damages otherwise? If he's got that, then he's got that, okay. Alright. The storm drainage at 500 Baldwin, we were last meeting, we're getting some pricing. We have not got that all tied together yet, so, but that should be coming soon. There's something else on that one, maybe not. Oh, no, the storm outlet project, we still, working with the contractor to get that final close out, but that's just getting them paid, so it's on them. Rock Creek Ridge, developer has reported working on some of the punch list items. We've confirmed a couple of those have been completed. They were talking about starting work in May. I have not had a chance to get up there to see what all they've started. I think they were putting in some power, some of the lighting, and they did some of the erosion control. So we're waiting just to hear notice from them on when they're going to pay for that one. Wendy, do you know if we've gotten bonds from them on that?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Okay. The ADA sidewalk improvements project, the last thing I had on that was we got the memo from both on the sidewalk extension costs. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look at that further to see what you want to do with that or what you want to consider on that.
Wendy, did we decide anything on that?
For the project?
Yeah.
I think it got tabled.
Okay, we need to get that back on the agenda.
Okay.
Okay.
Please.
I'll push harder on Dollar General to get an answer.
Okay. The TEEP study is on hold due to that, because we're kind of waiting for what decision is made, because I talked to the designer on that and said, well, we can go either one. The only reason we went with one we had is because there wasn't a sidewalk there. If we put sidewalk there, well then we can go with that one. So, regardless of that, this on hold, hasn't been submitted to the DOT yet because of that. The biggest one, the water treatment plant project that we authorized going to bid here earlier this meeting. So bidding documents are ready and we'll be issuing those to the street tomorrow. We'll work with Wendy to get the publications and the notices that we have to get for a public letting. The letting is on June 2nd here at the City Hall at 2. Wendy, if you could confirm that's good with you.
Mm-hmm.
unless you particularly wanna run it yourself, we're available to help run that bid opening for you if you want us to. I think that's in our agreement anyway, so we got that. The full bidding schedule, I think, is in your packet there, to work through that. So we'd be bidding June 2nd, and so the June meeting, we would be awarding that contract. That'll be a public hearing and award at the same time. Oh, I didn't put it in here. I forgot about it. As we were looking at the plans, I realized there is a temporary easement that the designer requested along the Pritchard Field Co-op.
Down here?
Yeah.
For the bike?
For the sorry, the water treatment plant, where that force main comes up.
Okay.
Is it Pritchard's that own the?
No, it's Plunkett's.
Plunkett. Yeah, Plunkett, sorry, different name. So Plunkett's own that. So we're in the right of way with our force main, but it's really tight. It would be really good to get a 10-foot temporary construction easement there. So I have some documents already drawn up. If there's a relationship with the owner, if the city would like to pursue that directly.
Shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. Yeah, so, and we'll restore everything and put back, I think it's gravel there anyway.
Yep.
So we'll put gravel back, it's just a formality, so I'll get you those documents. And there's like there's a waiver. There is a document that has a estimated value for purchasing an easement. There's also a waiver too, if we can get it donated, we can get it donated.
Okay. It's just the force main going underneath the.
Yep, it's just a force main going up the right of way there. There's a bunch of utilities, so it's kind of pushing it close to the right of way line. Like I said, the force main's in the right of way, but it's just close, and we know by the time they get through there, they're gonna be outside the right of way to build it. So it's just temporary.
Yep.
Okay, Baldwin Street, County Highway S27 going north of the Baldwin project. Had our transportation engineer do a quick site visit to review that condition of the roadway, because we talked about what can we do beyond Baldwin. I don't have it yet. Just a couple weeks ago he was up here doing that, so he's going to give me a memo and recommendation. I told him we do not want to do a full reconstruction. His first thought was we have a lot of the same issues there as we did on Baldwin, but a little bit different. It's a lot of subgrade issues, but I said let's look at some lesser options. As we bounced it around amongst the transportation guys, there is, in 2002, a TEEP study was done for school access sidewalks, in which they identified a widening of S27 up to the mobile home park. It was never done.
That was attaching the sidewalk all the way out.
Right. Yep. It was never done. If there is still school-age children, pedestrian traffic coming from the mobile home park, that may be a way to get some financial assistance to help with the project on there. To where if you get payment for the widening, you can do some other stuff on the roadway itself. I think they call it Highway Safety Improvement Program, an HSIP.
Got it.
I can send you the website and more information on that. I also found out that the director of that program with the DOT is a guy by the name of Greg Carsons that used to work for us and actually worked on some Mexico projects back in the day. Doug, maybe you remember him, Greg Carsons. Yeah, young guy, quiet guy. So I don't know if that helps us or not, but so we know him. So
my recommendation would be running a sidewalk from the edge of the current Baldwin project up to the edge of city limits. We're not going to pay for the sidewalk in the county.
No, but it would help get closer to the
east side of the road.
We'll decide what the TEEP study said.
Yeah, and I do have that old TEEP study. That's the benefit of having long-lived people at our office. He goes, I remember we did one of those back in the day. Here it is. Where'd you pull that from? But anyway, so we have it. So some options there. We're keeping that open. There's some potential funding as we look at that. We'll include that in the memo to you.
Very good.
The grants come together.
Thank you.
Army Post Road, there was discussion last time about the level B maintenance on that road. So I've got feelers still out, bounced around with a couple people. The initial recommendation that kind of a lot of people have mentioned, although it's an uncommon thing for kind of a level B service road in city limits, is I believe we have in our ordinance, street designations, street level designations, arterial class, or, local collector, that kind of thing.
Yep.
The idea, and I don't have any examples for it, I'm looking for examples, is to add a classification of low or no maintenance roadway to our ordinance, and then just designate that portion of the street under that street classification, and that defines what maintenance, what's done for it, and then we can come up with signage accordingly.
Good. Seems like.
Right now, that seems like the most reasonable. I'm trying to find some examples of somebody that's done that, so we don't gotta reinvent the wheel.
Right.
But it seems logical. We classify other streets based on the same way.
Yep.
So, as long as it's signed and it's official and everybody has a chance they're safe, so.
There's no motion.
I mean.
Not actionable yet.
Next month, let me see if I can find some examples, we'll make it easy for you, but that's what it's looking like, we would recommend right now. And then the rest of the stuff is either no updates or stuff we've already talked about with on and whatnot.
Very good.
Any other questions for me?
We were able to drain, Ashford Street.
Ashford and Sixth?
Yeah, we had, I forget what the name of that company is, they come in and cleaned out our drains, and
Okay.
we went from a, yeah.
CIT, Central Alabama Basin, yep.
Went from a little teeny tiny stream to a hole, which goes a lot of water, so.
A lot of stuff backed up in there. Well, that'll help.
Roots, lots of roots.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is that anything on Sixth Street? I mean, it's not just me.
That's the collection point for Sixth Street from anything on that side of on the
South
side
side
of
of
210. So anything that comes across the road from Sixth Street, yeah, helps it go down.
Well, that's what I.
Went from standing water to no standing water, so.
Yeah,
So
but
we've
the end
already-
of the
we've
end of
already
the block at the dead end was a lake again, and I had more water coming in, and.
They scoped those last year, and they went through and cleaned out what they could.
The issue is we have small diameter tiles.
Yep.
And we get roots, and we've had, even in Maxwell here, with our clay tile sewer lines, we got a lot of roots. So you add a tile line that's perforated, you're gonna get more roots into it, and we struggle keeping roots out of clay tile lines, let alone perforated lines, so. It might be something to just put on the maintenance agenda for every 2 years, just have them plan to come in and do it.
Yep.
We do that with sewers.
That's what they've been doing, they've been
Yep.
just going bouncing from place to place,
Yep.
cleaning out whatever backs up or holds
Yeah.
up, so.
Yeah, that's kind of what you have to do until we can get a bigger line in there.
West ballpark, do you have any idea what it would cost, or if it would be effective to grind down the center of Sixth Street where it's like this and the water comes down?
So pavement grinding is doable. The issue you can run into with pavement grinding is what's left of your pavement thickness.
I don't
so-
care at this point if it keeps.
Well, the thinner the pavement, the less it holds up the truck traffic and the more potholes
There's no
you'll
truck
get.
traffic on the.
Yeah, so I mean, that's just the thing that you can run into, is if you grind too much down, you gotta leave enough pavement there that's gonna hold up the traffic load that's on it.
Yeah, because if you're ever in that area, look at it. It comes down on the cement part, and then it goes up, and then the center is like this, the rest of the way down to the dead end. And what comes off of the cement area there by Logston's, it comes right down and right into my driveway, and it wasn't like that when I bought the house. So, and it's because they put layer after layer after layer on the street, and it just kept getting worse.
Is that a seal coat street, or is that, okay, yeah. Yeah,
I
and
can see that probably hasn't been seal coated but once, probably in the last 10 years.
Oh, no, it's been minimum of 2, and I'm thinking it's 3 years, cause I've been having a problem for the last 4 and a half years.
So you lived there for 4.5 years?
I've been there since 2013.
My question was, is how long has it been since we seal coated? I don't think we seal coated that road.
Yeah, you did, it's been done twice since I lived there. Been 2 times. So, I'm just saying that's where the problem lies. I don't think it's as much in the sewer up at my end, but it's caused problems at the other end is caused by the water going down, cause it's in every place.
I'm not a transportation roads guy, I'm not sure how grinding of seal coat would work,
Okay.
because it's not a hard paved road, it's
Right.
gravel. I don't know how how grinding works on that.
It might just gum up a guard.
It might just make it worse.
It couldn't be any
You know,
worse.
well, I mean, it'd make the pavement worse. It may be that to lower a profile of the seal coat, you almost just have to take it out, grade it down.
I'd say you probably just have to take the whole thing
Just take the
out.
whole thing out and put it back at the grade you want it
Yeah,
at.
put it at the grade you want.
And that's where it
I think
needs,
you might be better off just getting some kind of, well, drainage issues with an outlet. So.
then that's something to look at for grants or something, because I've got from from the county assessor's office, the letter stating that my house went from right at 200,000 down to $89,000.
What's your address too?
614 6th Street.
You mind if I swing by and just take a look at the
You
area?
just come right on by anytime you want,
figured you would.
except at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, don't worry, I don't do
Oh,
that.
okay. I was at 615 Rock Creek Drive.
Anything else, Wes?
I don't have anything. That's everything for me.
Anybody else have anything else for Wes?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council report.
You good there? We're done for yet.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Alright, discussion possible action on additional sidewalk addresses to be repaired for 26. Wendy, my only question I had on this one, did we not do 303, 304, 306? Did we not send those letters?
I sent a bunch on Main before we knew the DOT was gonna come in.
No, I'm sorry. This would be Baldwin Street. Because I'm pretty certain I had from basically 300 to probably about 320 was in need of sidewalk repair. But if we didn't send them letters, so.
No, it was mostly Main and then those three on Baldwin, and then I got the
Those were
corners.
yours. Alright, so what she's saying, I don't know if anybody's seen or not, the 400, 422 and 620 Baldwin have all had their sidewalks replaced.
Yes, I did see that.
Those three properties were all, indicated, notified 6 weeks in advance, that we had the opportunity to fix it, or they had the opportunity to fix it, or one way or another had to notify us. We didn't receive any notification from any of them, so we went ahead and did the project. Now we can apply the costs of those projects back to the property owners. The issue is we had $25,000 allocated for this project. I have $16,108 left. So I got those three done, and I have $16,108 left. Now, the only thing I have left right now, because I can't get 6 weeks notice before before July. So, Ken has went out and reviewed ADA compliant intersections and provided, intersections that we could utilize for having ADA compliant ramps installed. So if council approves or is fine with it, now I wanna also be clear, any ADA compliant intersections that have, at an intersection, the city is the adjacent property owner and thereby responsible for the cost. So we don't get to reassign that cost back to anybody else. So.
So you're talking from where the two sidewalk meets, that last 6, 10, 15 feet to the street?
Talking from the street to the corner of the sidewalk. Well,
The current side, where the
sidewalk.
90-degree angle
Yep,
is.
90-degree angle. That's the city's responsibility.
Yeah.
So these are all intersections around the school, which takes us back to what the visioning committee had addressed, what the TEEP study is addressing. It's all about the safe sidewalks and safe passage to school, and incorporating important things like ADA compliant into there to allow for that transportation.
One thing I'd like to point out on sidewalks, on the south side of the cemetery along North Street, there are some sidewalks that those are in very poor condition, and those are property of the city.
Yes, they are.
If we're gonna enforce the sidewalks stuff, we need to get those taken care of.
are they used much by school?
Doesn't make any difference. It's a sidewalk
I-
that we are responsible for, and we have to maintain those, or we are liable for any injuries of anybody walking on
Joel,
those.
I was just asking a question, don't attack me.
I'm not attacking, I'm saying, these are in very poor condition, and we are responsible per
Is
the
that
state
just
code.
one block?
It is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
from Main Street to Baldwin Street. And it's on the north side of North Street.
Yeah. So, how much would that be?
Well, I'm gonna say that's probably not any larger than any one of these three
That we just
sections
did.
that we just did.
So you'd be able to still do some.
So we can do that and
ADA.
any ADA that they could do on top of that. Still falling within, basically tell them, hey, this is what we got left. Fix what we can.
Fix what you can within the budget that's left.
And we don't have to spend all the budget, it'd be
No.
nice if we can.
No, but I mean, for the amount that we can reimburse, that we will be, you know what I'm trying to say.
So none of this.
Part of
will
that will be our bill though.
Yeah.
None of this 16,000 will be reimbursed.
Yeah,
If we do
that's
any of
what
these
I'm-
projects.
So that would be my cutoff, would be that. Good way to put it.
So
Okay.
for North Street and the remainder for 88
Second.
ramps.
Is there a second?
Yeah.
Further discussion?
So, let's say they can just do three. I mean, you got a specific ones you wanna do?
I think, so your list was all surrounding the school, and I
Yeah.
think anything surrounding the school is a good place to start.
Okay. You can pick any three,
Okay.
or 4, 5, 6, whatever it is.
Whatever you think of. Doug?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Alright. Wendy, would you please let them know so they can get out here? They did a really nice job and hammered it out really quick, so.
Oh, good.
We did.
So, the ones around the school, or,
Anything around the school, which is the
okay,
exception of Main Street and Short Street.
okay.
So Maxwell and, don't leave out Maxwell and Broad.
First,
Maxwell
second,
first,
third.
second, third.
Okay.
Metcalf second, third.
Okay.
Those will be the ones. Alright, Derek. Council report.
Yeah. Oh, mine was first.
Because you're A.
That's fair. It was brought to my attention that the, dust control guys started spraying today, and someone told them they were doing it wrong, and so they packed it up and left. Not sure who it was or anything.
Where was it?
Not sure.
On South Street?
On South Street.
I could not imagine who told them they were doing it wrong.
But just was making sure the rest of the council was aware of that.
Was it a city employee?
They don't know why they stopped for some random person.
Will you reach out to them for me, please?
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back.
Thank you.
Description. It wasn't a short gal.
Well, we should probably introduce any of our contractors to our city staff so that they know who to take their orders from.
Cause I don't know if anything's been marked. I know I haven't seen any flags.
Has the county done the blading that they always do before?
He's been up and down my road a couple times, but
That was all I had.
Thank you. Sue?
Okay, number one I have here, Wendy, who's going to be in the office when you're gone the 15th through the 18th?
Carrie.
Carrie, that's what I was just wondering, I assumed that, but. Number two, on the Rock Creek development up there, when they needed water for things, where did they get the water from, and were they charged for it? Did we pick it up, or what happened? Where did it come from? Did it come from the water tower, from a fire hydrant, or did they bring it in
I
from
don't know of
outside?
Rock Creek using any water,
During any of the construction that they've done so far?
not that I'm aware of.
what's gonna happen when they come to the construction on the concrete, the foundations and the building, and where are they gonna get the water?
My guess is they're probably gonna pull it off a fire hydrant.
Yeah. That's usually
And
what they do.
will they be charged for it, or will the city pay for it?
We don't have a metering device.
Okay,
So if you wanna spend the $7,000, you go get me the metering device and we'll start charging for it.
no, what I'd rather have is somebody repairing the outside meters, even if we only have 10 of them instead of 20, you know. Because I have had more than one complaint called to me about not having the outside watering ability. Because they said, so I'm gonna have to pay for sewer for that water that comes through the house? I said, yeah, you are. And that was one of the reasons with gardens and with, they said, well, that's part of our groceries, we
So-
grow our veggies and
So Wendy,
can.
Wendy, can you remind me,
Charles?
Charles was the only one who lost money, right?
Or who,
Who saved
who
money.
Or saved
benefited.
money, who saved money. And then there were, how many that didn't save money?
Most of them.
There was quite a few.
Most of them. And the other ones were just a wash. That's one reason why we got rid of them, correct?
And the lack of records.
But-
And the lack of records.
But there's how many homes and what percentage of those people lost money? I'm sure I lost money, but you know what, it's worth it to have the water outside and not pay for sewer on it, because the sewer is the majority charge.
Unless it's not. Unless you don't use enough to make the cost difference any effective.
I rarely did.
Then that's the
I
point.
rarely did, but yes, well, it was to these people that called me. Because they said they have a pretty good sized garden and they depend upon that to do their canning.
And we pulled
for
those
food.
numbers and only one person was actually saving money on it.
It's not about the money, it's about the accessibility.
They still have access to the water. The water.
But we're
they
gonna
get-
pay sewer charges on it,
Correct.
and that's wrong.
Still have
Because
access to it.
who pays for the sewer when it rains, and it goes down the drains, who pays for that?
How many other towns use those?
But
Like
it's
the-
been in
I
effect for
wanna
so
know how
many
many-
years.
How many other towns do that? I mean,
That makes us special, doesn't it, rather than just like everybody else? Maxwell's a good
I'm
place
just
to live.
saying that, you know. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't pay for water.
Yeah, I don't use enough for what I'm gonna have, but I'm speaking for the people who have talked to me.
Right.
And asked
So here's
me
the
about
thing,
it.
is it was, I believe this was a resolution, correct, Wendy?
Yes.
It was a
And I
council,
think
it was
I
a
voted
council
no.
approved resolution, and you voted no, and I'm not gonna keep rehashing it. You wanna bring up another resolution to have it voted on, go for it.
And how far will that get? About as far as I get with anything else that it's turned down? Anything I suggest is just poo-pooed and, oh, well, she's just a stupid woman, doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. That's the feeling I get.
Okay.
Okay, what about when they get the water for the houses? Where are they gonna get that? From the hydrants? Or are they gonna get it from the water tower? What about the people getting their pools built? How is that being handled? And what's the difference between that and having a meter and being able to use it outside?
Anybody that's filling their pools right now is coming off of their water hydrant. And they're
Unless they
paying-
wanna pay for water to come from somewhere else.
And how many people are going up there and taking from the hydrant to somewhere and getting water that?
What hydrant?
I turned the water spigot on the outside of my house, and that's how I filled my pool.
Okay, I was also told by one of these people that called me that, years ago, there was a place where they went down by the creek and they were able to pump water out of the creek that didn't have to be filtered or anything else, where you wouldn't be charging for sewer and, you know, all of that. Do we have that still down there? I don't know where
What
it
are
was
they
at.
pumping water out of the creek
DNR
for?
has since outlawed that unless you have a water usage permit to pull from a stream.
What about like the rodeo? Where do they get the water for the horses?
Out of a
Comes out
hydrant.
of the hydrant.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Out of a hydrant,
Okay, and,
just like the water comes out of the hydrant for the campers.
okay, let's see, I don't camp.
I know, but there's
And
campers
I
out
don't
there,
know,
where
that's
they
why
go.
I'm asking the questions.
Okay, it comes out of a hydrant.
So can we get water out of the hydrant for our gardens and fill up?
Out of your
200
hydrant, out of the side of your house, yes.
No, what I'm saying is fill up jugs, can we take it out
If
of
you
the
wanna
hydrant?
take a gallon jug and go down to the park and fill it with water and take it back to your house and water your garden.
No, I'm not.
That's what you're asking.
No, I'm asking what I was asked, if they had like a 250-gallon barrel thing in the back of their pickup, that they could siphon it out of the creek. Why isn't that type of thing available, or could it be
Because
Because
what
the
you just said.
DNR,
Because the DNR has since outlawed that probably 15 years ago, and they now require water usage permits to be able to siphon water.
And
out of
how do people do that if they have a large garden? These are
They
just things
can't.
that I don't know, that's why I'm asking, so I can pass it on.
I believe rain barrels are an acceptable
Yeah.
practice inside of a community.
I've got a ring barrel, but I don't know how to look it up.
And then the local municipal water is what is available. There is no other options available unless they go out and purchase water from somebody else.
Okay, so you
But
can't
I
take it out
don't
of the
think they
creek.
can go down to the park with a 250-gallon
No.
and fill it up.
Okay, well,
No.
these are all things that I was asked, and not having been around this that many years, only 3, no, longer than that, more like 10, I've been coming to the meetings. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Nope, that's it. Oh, bicycle on Main Street. Gal goes up and down in the middle of the road. The yellow lines, she follows the yellow lines in the middle of the road on a bicycle. If I can find out time-wise,
Call the police.
Call the
She's gonna
sheriff.
get hurt, yes. Call the
that's
sheriff.
what, I mean, it's dangerous.
Sure it is.
There was a truck that had to go out and around her because she was,
I think it's dangerous for a bicycle to be on the road, period, but
yeah. Okay, well, that was also reported that, and they wanted to know what to do, and I said, I have no idea, but I'll ask.
Yeah, call law enforcement, that's a public safety issue.
Well, I don't know, well, it used to be other things, like dog ordinance, Tony used to take care of the dogs. That doesn't happen now, so. Okay, I'm done. Your
Oh.
turn.
I have nothing.
Doug,
Had some, person contact me, Laffey Park down here, the switchback, the paved that we've done, people are using that as a driveway going, when they go up for baseball games
Yeah.
at the Diamond.
Yep.
So we need to do something to keep cars off of that, and if they come in from the west down the hill, they're driving across it and parking on the east side of it.
I asked the council for money to put up a barrier system up there.
Yeah.
And still let bikes work, right, and
Yep. And no money or funds were available.
Can we just put a,
So it was a one-turn need.
can we just have a sign at each end of that that says no motorized vehicles?
Right
Put
in
it-
the middle,
put it right
right in the
there.
middle of the
right in the
grass,
middle
right
of
in the middle of
the
it.
pavement, yeah,
Yeah, we can put a sign up.
I mean, that's gonna be the cheapest
yeah.
route to
And
do
probably
it.
most, people don't know, I think
Mhm.
it's a lot of it, you're coming in from another town, looks like a street to me, I'll drive up
Yeah,
there.
I saw somebody when I was at a soccer game do that, so,
Mhm.
yeah.
So we need to do some kind of a barricade there, and maybe even a telephone post around driver crossing when they come in from the west. Just something to barricade. That was one item, so are we?
I just think that's a cheap enough fix, other than a barrier.
So sign posts installed on the concrete in the middle of the driveway.
I'd be okay with it even off to the side, but I mean.
Yeah, even on the side.
Yeah, but,
I put it right in the
but
middle.
right in the middle, I mean, sounds good too. so.
Bicycle, can
If
get
someone-
around
I just
it.
think that's gonna be, I think it's gonna be
Yeah, it
more
would be a hindrance for
cost to
bicycle
put it in the middle.
Cause kids get up to
Go
the
through the
top of the
cemetery-
hill on their
No, I
bike and
mean,
get a heck of a
Here's the
lecture.
concrete, here's the grass, right there,
So just off to the side.
just off,
Okay,
off the sidewalk.
Okay.
alright.
So no
No
motorized
motorized
vehicle. that works as well as the one up on 210. Yeah.
Yep,
At least
just
they
like,
can't say they
just
don't
like the
know.
speed limit signs work on all the roads in
And it's
Iowa.
like the stop sign does
Just
too.
like the stop signs work in all areas of town.
This is why I asked for the flip back barricades, the ones that will bounce, so the vehicle can travel over and then they'll pop back up.
Mhm.
But then ones that flatten their tires.
Oh yeah, we could throw some of those out. What's that little triangle that
Yeah.
flips? Always got one pointed up.
And the other thing I have, if we're done with that one, is, where are we on the solar? The company from Waterloo, I don't know why they like me, but they've been calling me, they're gonna call in the morning and want to know our status. We talked the last time about maybe not doing RFPs and going directly to a bid process. We're up against the deadline of July 3rd or 4th, someplace in there. Are we interested, or do I tell the guy no? I'm directing him to call Wendy. What's the game plan?
So the last meeting, I gave the direction for the facilities committee to come back with a proposal. I'm gonna reiterate the same. I would recommend that you guys set up a meeting sometime either at the end of this week or the first of next week. And if we have to ask for a meeting in between now and June, we can do that, because we need to know what it is that we're after.
Yes.
We need to know what it is that we're chasing, what we're trying to do, and lay it out so everybody understands what it is that we wanna do. And get some sort of plan of.
Yeah, 'cause we're running out of time.
How are we gonna pay for it, where's it gonna come from? So,
We're running out of time.
That's the biggest concern.
Yeah.
So, and if you want me at a meeting, just shoot me an email, I'll come show up. And then we can have another one if we need to.
Okay, that was,
Well, let's try and have one before next Wednesday. Or Thursday. So I'll be out of town for 6 days after that.
Okay. So there, sounds like we're gonna
that's
work
good,
with
cause you just don't wanna get,
Okay.
darn, we want to, and we're losing 30% discount that we could get, that's
Yep.
where I was now.
You got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
The concession stand storage building down at the Legion Park.
Yes.
There's been talk from people who would still like to have some type of concession, if we can find anybody who would want to do concessions. There's plenty of groups in town that are always trying to make money, and that would be good. How does the rec system work here in town? I know that Quinn is in charge of baseball, but do they have meetings? I know the soccer is different than rec.
Carrie would be a good resource for you, I believe she's still on the committee.
No, she's not.
She's not anymore?
No.
Okay. So, my understanding is it's a board that operates the, Collins Maxwell Rec League. And the rec league encompasses soccer, baseball, t-ball.
Not soccer.
Soccer's its own thing too.
Motion detected in the side yard.
Yeah.
So as far as concessions, the building's available for any one of those. I believe that there's a resolution out there somewhere that says the facility grounds are available to whatever organization is operating, whatever little group like that.
Okay.
So if they wanna utilize the space, they're welcome to it. And we have a checkout process for the keys where they can check it out and utilize it, so.
So the problem with that is the baseball and soccer have taken over that whole space and has removed the wall that used to be in there for the concession. And now, city employees even said that they can't get to some of the equipment that he needs to use to clean the bathrooms and stuff, and hoses and stuff. So we need to ask them to clean that out, or maybe put another building up, just for storage.
If they're gonna store it there,
What?
you charge them for storage just like you would at the park.
No, I think as a city, I would like to not charge anybody for that, anything to do with rec.
The county shed is close, is there room in the county shed to store some of that?
Well, it's not close enough, I don't think.
That's not what we want.
Because you gotta get the balls,
What they're
the
talking
way
about.
over there, the baseball down there, or balls. So,
How about we have a lead-to the north?
the north is where the concession stand is.
Is it on, I thought it was on the,
It's on the north side. The
Oh,
big
it's on-
door, the big side's to the north, and then there's two little windows on the east and west side.
yeah, I was gonna say, I thought the windows were for the concessions. No?
I've always went to the north side to do it.
Too much on here.
But, you know, even one of these little buildings you can get at a big box store or those tough buildings or whatever they call it, it doesn't, I don't think it has to be that big. I think 8x10 would do it.
Yep.
And just be able to put a pad down, so, you never know, maybe we can get, those two groups can get together and have a fundraiser and raise some money to help. But the Legion built that building years ago with soccer help. And baseball had all their stuff down here until it got flooded, and then they brought it back over. So, I don't know what the city could do. I've talked to the, park board about it on their last meeting, see what they wanna do, or any recommendations, so, just something to keep in mind.
I think if they wanted to, do something like that, I think if they proposed an idea, proposed some costing and worked it out about how and what and who's responsible for what, I think that would help council be able to make a decision.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody should
Because I think,
oppose to it.
I think there's, our rec system here in town, whoever does it, whatever, they do a great job, and they've always, and what volunteers they can get to work with. I know they're having a hard time getting umpires and stuff for the baseball games and stuff.
You'll run into the same thing with concessions.
Yeah,
It's the unfortunate
go run,
side.
but unless somebody wants to, as a group, junior class,
Mhm.
you know, for that, or
Right.
4-H, or whoever else, you know, but, so that, anyway. I think that's all I got.
Thanks, Tim. And I don't have anything else that I haven't already discussed.
You sure?
Positive.
Going once, going twice.
Two.
Then, okay, I move for adjournment.
Second.
Further discussion?
Yes.
Derek? Doug?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Sue?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought his yes was for further discussion.
Yes.
Stay here, yep.
Huh?
Yep.
Thank you.
I